Saw this over the weekend. Can't remember the when because it was an awesome weekend. But if you're not familiar, but A&M's upcoming high school football recruiting class is number one, and they're not slowing down. They have 5 stars. So a lot of people are, how do you make fun of that? How do you attack that? How do you try and discredit it? And what I'm noticing on the social internet media universe, the way that's becoming common to try and discredit. Well, you see what happened the last time they had the number one class. I'm seeing this a lot on social media. And to hold the sins of the past against Mike Elko, kind of not fair, because I don't know about you, but I'm having a very hard time finding similarities between Elko and Jimbo. At no point so far have I said, oh, that's very Jimbo of him. So trying to assume that see what happened the last time they had a number one class would apply to Elko's number one class never dawned on me, no matter how hard they're trying to push that narrative. Seriously. And I get it. It's really hard to attack almost anything Elko's done. Marcel Reed seems to be the entry point of attacking Aggie football. There's not a lot else you can go after. But the reason I even bring this up is I found an infographic that I actually thought was entertaining and enlightening. It showed all the 5 stars. And it's not meant as a compliment. What happened to the 2022 Texas A&M recruiting class? And then it's in quotes because it was the greatest recruiting class of all time. It wasn't just the number one class of that year. The 2022 number one recruiting class that Jimbo had, A&M had, was the greatest recruiting class of all time. Like any measurement that you have, it was the greatest recruiting class of all time. And it was an epic, all-time Titanic. It hit the iceberg, Hindenburg, all kind of bergs. It was the greatest disaster ever. So the infographic shows you their path that started with A&M, and only one of them finished out with A&M. Of their 10 5-stars, that was Shamar Stewart, who his path, A&M to the Bengals. He's the only one of 10 5-stars. And even knowing it, I've known that. I've known it for some time, but when you see it represented so clearly, it is still hard till today to believe. Walter Nolan ended up at Ole Miss, went to the NFL. Evan Stewart, never happened for him, ended up at Oregon. LT Overton, Bama to the Cowboys. Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy, South Carolina. This is the one, Denver Harris, LSU to UTSA to UNLV. Chris Marshall, Ole Miss, I can't remember, to Boise State to Arkansas. Connor Wigman, oh, he deserves so much better than to be a Jimbo Fisher quarterback. But look, he had his moment at U of H last year. He got them to double-digit wins. Couldn't be happier for him. This year, he starts as the U of H quarterback, but they've got a 5-star that they're going to have to play at some point this year. Jacoby Matthews ended up at Auburn, and Anthony Lucas ended up at USC and now the Detroit Lions. So it's fascinating. You could do a study. The greatest recruiting class of all time. That was the last time A&M had a number one class. And it ended up being a epic, grand, never before seen disaster of unprecedented levels. And people are bringing it up. Not as like, oh, see, that class is like the last time someone had a number one recruiting class that didn't win a national championship. I think since then that's been true because NIL's changed things, but there's a lot of things unprecedented that happened with that class. But yeah, I saw the graphic and the different paths, and I'll say one last time, 10 5-stars, only one finished at A&M, and I saw that a lot. That's how people are trying to discredit what Elko's doing, but I'm going to say again, do not confuse things. Elko is not Fisher. And from the start, what did I tell you? That when A&M turns the corner under Elko, I believe they'll stay this time. But I do want to say something very carefully. 1 year is not turning the corner. A&M is not turned. You have to do it more than 1 year. I'll even give you, if you can do it back-to-back years, with the other elements we've seen under Elko. What are that, Lou? The portal classes he puts together, but the recruiting classes too. That's the fundamental building blocks of a program. That's why, to me, it's so important this year again. I've always said 10 wins. We live in a college football universe where I know this will feel like cheating, but 9 plus bowl is 10. Bowls are so hard to win nowadays because nobody participates in them. You will miss between 20 and 40 players for a bowl. Players have missed bowls. Those that prepare for the NFL, the simplest is players leave for the NFL draft. They're not at bowls. But nowadays, it's like written in NIL contracts that players are not going to participate in bowls. You have players, the portals are affected by the bowl. Coaches are smart. If this player has any value to your next season, they kind of shouldn't play in a bowl. And you see programs missing 20, 30, 40 players in bowls. So even if you're the favorite, you're not. Nobody's a favorite in a bowl game anymore. So this whole A&M turning the corner, and I believe Elko will stay because it's being built. No elevator to the top. And I look at everything else he's doing. That's the part that I know is being taken care of. But you got to go win it on the field. Does 10, if you count the bowl, enough? That'd be back-to-back 10-win season. That's the kind of stuff that's a corner being turned. If they go back to 8, I don't care about a bowl win. That's not, who cares if it's 9? It's got to be double digits. That's the world we live in. That's why this season's so important. I love their schedule this upcoming season. I know how hard it actually is, but here's why I love it. In the first 2 months, you don't have that on the road college football playoff type team until the last game of each month. You have games that are going to challenge you, but they're all games that you should win if you're that 10-win team, if you're a CFP type team. End of the first month, you're at LSU. End of the second month, you're going to be at Bama. Now, the end of the last month, and this is like one of those movies where you have to fight all the minions before you get to the final boss. You know, every movie now copies that style. At Norman, hosting Texas. So it's back-to-back. Oh, and having to face a physical OU first before going to Austin. It's brutal. But every team can point to some stretch of their schedule that's brutal. And that's even if you're just an 8-4 team or your team trying to have your first winning record for the first time in 20 years. Everybody has their version of brutal. For A&M to get 10 wins and get to the college football playoff, that's theirs. But look at the rest of the schedule. If I remember right, they're not going out on the road for 3 weeks. They don't have any 4-game stretch where you can look at other teams that have 4-game stretches. And it's the last game of each month. is the final boss of that month, all leading up to the final 2 weeks in November, where at that point, you are who you are. You should be in your final form. No excuses. Every kink's worked out. Everything's been developed. You should be the best version of you. So I like that element of their schedule. Maybe that's just me. If you want to weigh in on anything, text 979-693-1150. You can light up the Texas Mobile and Lube Express inbox. Texas Mobile and Lube Express, owned by Gabriel Garcia. Told you SEC meetings are going on right now. All the coaches are talking. So about half an hour ago, Mike Elko was out there. And when Olin joins me, I'm going to ask him everything Elko said. But a quote that On3 is sharing. Texas A&M head coach Mike Elko on college football playoff expansion talk. What does Mike Elko want? 40. Then I won't get fired. It's okay to make it hard to get to the playoff. Elko continued. None of us are answering for the good of the sport. We're answering for the good of ourselves. If he had a mic, he could have dropped it at the end of that. It was brilliant. It was to the point. It was honest. And it was correct. Like, he doesn't want 40. You get that, right? What does Elko want? 40. Then I won't get fired. And what was the sentence? It's okay to make it hard to get to the playoff. None of us are answering for the good of the sport. We're answering for the good of ourselves. Bingo, ding, ding. That's how come every time you see a college football insider, coaches want to go to 24. Yeah, they don't get fired. They make more of their contract bonuses. ADs want to go to 24. Yeah, they don't get fired. They keep more of their contract bonuses. The SEC wants 16. Yeah, because they're an ESPN affiliate. And ESPN only has the rights for the first 14 games. The Big Ten wants to go to 24. Yeah, because they're a Fox affiliate. Fox would get every game after 14, which would be 10 games. Every single stance, every single position, everybody's in favor of is 1,000,000% understandable. Just ask what is best for them. Elko just said it. This isn't a hot Lou take. None of this is rocket science or Norman Einstein at all. A timeout, I'll return. It is the Louis Bellina Show. I know that because I'm here and I'm Louis Bellina on The Zone, presented by CC Electric.
Visit zone1150.com and get the contact info for The Zone. Podcast of your favorite shows, listen live, and college football, plus A&M athletic headlines.
I have to correct myself. First hour, lead, talking about the Astros no-hitter. It was awesome. 5th combined, 18th overall. First no-hitter in MLB since 2024. There was not one last year. It was pretty epic. Texas Rangers, 6th time they've been no-hit in franchise history. 3rd at Globe Life Field, the new Diggs. And the correction is I think I kept calling him a Limber Santo. I know I did. You know why I did that? Santo was one of my favorite beers of all time from St. Arnold's. And then I do want to say discontinue. They bring it back from time to time as a Mexican beer, and I loved it. Draft only, though, which made it hard. Had to be every time I went to Houston. But, yeah, the Santo, they discontinued. I mean, didn't sell enough. What can you do? So, Limber Santa. Oh, Lou. So I want to correct myself before we continued. We're in the Aggie football. Just things that caught my attention. And, oh, man. Next round did the 2026 college football all-name team. 2026 college football all-name team. Before I tell you which Aggie made that list, I'm going to let you guess. Just having fun, start of summer. The 2026 college football all-name team. Which Aggie made the list? You can either A, write it on your hand, write it on a sticky note, write it on someone you hate, but I didn't tell you to do that. That was your choice. Or just put it in your head like in a bubble, or text me. I mean, if you want to guess, but 2026 college football name team, which Aggie made the list. Over on the defensive side, this is the all name list, but Rhino Tapatuataya from Arizona. I'm not going to read them all. The ones that stick out to me. King Large is just, you go no wrong with King Large. Terrence, and this kid's from Rutgers D-line, but Terrence Salami. It's not an all-time classic, but we're going just for this upcoming year. Favor Bait, I can't say one of them. I just can't. I don't want to be sued. I don't want to be fired. Now, Mississippi State has a linebacker named Fat Forrest. Can't see the trees. That's a great one. There's a DB whose name, if he actually lived this way, would probably aggravate every position coach and defensive coordinator. But a DB name is Chance Gamble. Holy cow. Basically, the last thing you want any one of your DBs to do. Chance Gamble. That's a lose situation. Again, I'm giving you time. I'll share, but name the Aggie that made the 2026 college football all-name team. This one is just kind of funny, but Ellis Jr. Does that mean that the dad's name was Ellis too? And how bored are your parents that name you just the same thing, Ellis, but then the next one goes, yeah, good enough for me, good enough, Ellis, Memphis kid. There's a DB from not Loyola. Oh man, where is that? D.I.C. Hopkins, which if you were, rap battles, maybe if you're a DJ on the street, call me D.I.C. Hopkins. Hey, Jeanette, can we call you D.I.C. Hopkins for the rest of the week? That'll be your producer name and see how it goes. D.I.C. Hopkins.
D.I.C. Yeah, that's me because I'm kind of warm.
That's a good DJ name, D.I.C. Hopkins. So that's the offensive 2026 college football all-name team. Over on the offensive side, I kind of like the names a little better. Like there's a tight end from UTEP called Cash Cheeks. He could make some money. Juan said Chance Gamble of Texas Tech. No, maybe he was formerly of Texas Tech. Oklahoma has a tight end called Rocky Beers. UCLA has a wide receiver named Major Pride. There's a running back called Tuna Alter and a running back called Turbo Richard, which Turbo for a running back name or wide receiver name, let's be honest, would always be a big win. The running back list is probably the strongest all-name unit because we have Tuna, Turbo. Cincinnati has a running back named Gravy Johnson. Now, I'd probably ask for a driver's license, but whether it's his real name or a nickname, but Gravy works for me. And there's a running back for Army. So this guy will be serving on our side, and his name is God's Power. First name is God's Power. I think he wins this all-name list, don't you? There's a quarterback called Lunch Winfield. The quarterback from BYU, Bear Bachmeier, just Bear. That's an all-time winner. So the offensive side of the ball, much stronger in the force when we're talking about the all-name team. Easily. Now, if you want to know who Chance Gamble should be, it was Brendan Sorsby. That's why he went Texas Tech. I get it. Thank you, on. Oh, man. Now, I haven't revealed the Aggie yet, who made the 2026 college football name team. Tiger Ryden Jr. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that, too. So, things to entertain yourself by. It's that time of the year. But all-name team for 2026. And for the Aggies, running back Tiger Ryden Jr. made that list. 979-693-1150. To the more serious side of football, it was ESPN, and they ranked all 138 quarterbacks for the upcoming year. But they did it the way I like to do things, tiers. Tiers. Not tears for fears, tiers of quarterbacks. Because to sit there and think that you can differentiate like the number 17 quarterback from the number 28 quarterback is kind of absurd at times. But if you tell me, and this, the list is their situation, and that takes into account the personnel around them, the unit they're in, the schedule they have. That is realistic. That's how I actually do things. Now, tier 1A only has 4 quarterbacks. Mensah at Miami, Carr at Notre Dame, Chambliss at Ole Miss, Manning at Texas. I have no problem with that list. Now, the 1B is hilarious. It's Julian Sayin at Ohio State. And the only reason they say they can't put him, why is there a 1B at all? Because he only has one weapon. But it's the greatest weapon in the game in Jeremiah Smith. So he just kind of needed his own mention. Really, that's all they're having fun with it. And if you're having fun, you got to lose attention. So tier 2, quarterbacks D1 for the upcoming year. And they tell you what the tier is. And again, it's why I had so much fun. What's the difference to tier 1 and 2? They use the word imagination. Very careful word, imagination. Quote, they're very good, have been for a while. How much better can they really be in 2026? Imagination. So tier 2 is Sam Levitt at LSU, Dante Moore at Oregon, and then Jaden Maeva at USC. And the fascinating thing about that, I get it. None of them should be on the tier 1. All the quarterbacks in tier 1 should not be in the same tier 2. Any one of the tier 2 guys could end the year in tier 1. Well done. Tier 3 is where we find Marcel Reed. And it is a fascinating tier. Holy cow. They call it the Sean Clifford zone. And 6 quarterbacks are in it. Had no idea what it meant. I have no idea who Sean Clifford is. Good thing they explain. Sean Clifford won 32 games as Penn State starter. He was nearly always somewhere between solid and quite good. 32 games. And this is before everything was 12 wins, 12 games, and bowls, right? So 32 as the starter. Against teams that finished the year ranked, however, he was a woeful 4-11. Now, even they acknowledge that's like every quarterback at Penn State. Legitimate national championship hopes, and the quarterbacks are good enough to get them that close. But maybe not close enough. They point out that Reed and Mateer are combined 0-3 against Texas. No touchdowns, 7 turnovers combined. Good enough to get you that close, but maybe not close enough. The Sean Clifford zone. Woo. Kind of mind expanding a little bit. Who are those quarterbacks? Gunnar Stockton, Josh Hoover, who's now at Indiana from TCU, John Mateer, OU. Now they have Rocco Becht at Penn State. He came from Iowa State. Transferring from Iowa State to Penn State, he would need Penn State data before I would Sean Clifford zone him. Davon Dampier at Utah, and then there's Marcel Reed at Texas A&M in the Sean Clifford zone. So, a little interesting on that one. So, again, something kind of brutalizes the quarterbacks, the rankings, and giving it a little more interesting way to view and look at their success and their failures for these quarterbacks and maybe even their expectations. And when I looked at the tiers, like I said, for me at least, I understood them. The potentials of them are actually accounted for in the tiers too, which very rarely that happens when you look at rankings. So a timeout and a return. And when we return, I visited with the gang from Moody Gardens. We'll listen in to what they had to say. And if you listen carefully, you can end up with the summer plans for you and the family. It's the Louis Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, and community. CC Electric.
Your home for Texas A&M baseball is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. The Zone.
Time now. I had a chance to visit with the Moody Gardens. They stop by about 3 times a year. Christmas, Thanksgiving, because they do it right. And then spring break. Oh, they do spring break for like 2 months long. But then holiday, Christmas, yeah, spring break. Well, summertime's a holiday to me, and that's about 3 months long. And at Moody Gardens, they have adventures for the kids, an entire weekend for the whole family, where you can go make memories from the pyramids and so much more. I'm going to let them tell you about it.
It's that time of the year where a friend of ours stops by, brings great news, brings gifts for all, and we all get to make plans for the summer. It's Moody Gardens time of the year. Jared, how you doing?
I am doing great. It's great to be here. I can't believe we're already talking summer.
I can. It's hot enough. Maybe not today, but it is hot enough to talk summertime, and it's time to talk Moody Gardens, where you guys, I feel like the mission there is to bring fun, smiles, and memories to people.
Hey, you just sold it for me. Yes, that is exactly what it's time to have some summer fun, turn the brains off, and just go out and enjoy the animals, the outdoors, the indoors, and just go and relax a little bit.
Maybe. We have people who are new to Texas. It happens. I don't know how, but it does happen. What in the wide world of sports is a Moody Gardens?
Literally, Moody Gardens is on Galveston Island. It is about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from College Bryan Station area. It's one of those great things where you can just go out and take 45 South, stop at Buc-ee's along the way and do a great day trip, or you can spend a few days. Galveston Island is the closest island to this area. And literally, Moody Gardens, we're a nonprofit. So we're focused on education, conservationship, and we actually do projects across the globe. But we also have some really cool things on property as well. 3 pyramids, a hotel, we have a rainforest, an aquarium, a discovery pyramid, 3 different movie theaters. We have a golf course, a pickleball court. I'm running out of breath right now. I don't know which ones I forgot.
You have restaurants, you have a spa, you have a one-stop, spend the whole time there. Something for every member of the family, mom, dad, all the kids too. And you said, stop by. It's for the whole weekend. It's one of those where there's something to do at all times.
Oh, there is something to do at all times. You can wake up early, go explore a rainforest pyramid before it gets too hot inside. And then you can go grab a nice lunch. And then you can go to our aquarium pyramid, 10,000 plus marine life inside, sharks, jellyfish, penguins. And then you can go to Palm Beach and relax the rest of your day away.
Moody Gardens is for the whole family. And this summer, if you're looking to make memories, maybe you're looking to do something different. Oh, every summer we. Well, no, stop the every summer we. Moody Gardens is we go and discover. We go and find fun. One of the cool things you do at Moody Gardens, it's not every time, because you at Moody Gardens do something different with the seasons, whether it's the Christmas holiday, a spring break, or it is summertime. What do you have at Moody Gardens for the summer?
Our biggest draw is Palm Beach. So that's our man-made beach. We just brought in 5,000 pounds of fresh sand from Florida, so it'll feel great beneath your feet. We have a wave pool, a lazy river, splash pads, slides. And then we're also bringing back Beats on the Beach starting Saturday, June 13th, 8 weekends in a row. That's when the sun is setting. So if you fry in the sun like I do, I turn a bright red after 10 minutes.
Lobster time.
We bring in live music, live bands, DJs, and then we do an awesome fireworks display starting at 9:15 at night.
So Saturdays at Moody Garden, hit the beach.
Definitely, but it's open every day starting May 30th through August 7th. So if you want less crowds, you can always go on a Monday or Tuesday as well. It's just one of those where literally you can spend the day away floating in the lazy river. I did that last week, and I was like, I've been in here for 3 hours. What?
Time flies when you're relaxed, doesn't it?
It definitely does. We were doing some commercial shoots last week, so we also did our ropes course and zip line. I still hate heights, but it's an awesome thing. If people love heights, it's 5 stories tall, and you can zip line across the property as well.
You mentioned you have 3 movie theaters, but they're not just, your neighborhood movie theater. You guys have the 3D. You have a 4D.
Our 4D one is the one that's going to kick you in the back, maybe. You're going to get wind blown into your hair. You're going to get water sprayed on you. So you're fully immersive experience. We also have a 3D theater, so that's where you put on your 3D glasses. And we actually have 2 new films opening up in our 3D and 4D, and they're all related to dinos.
What do you got?
We have Dinos Alive, and it's a T-Rex 3D in our 3D theater, and then it's Dinosaurs 4D, where you're trapped in a park full of dinosaurs. It's a little Jurassic Park-esque.
And you get to experience the movie, whether it's a 3D or 4D.
Yes, but hopefully don't get eaten at the end. And then we have Dinos Alive, of course, which is 30-plus animatronic dinosaurs. The kids absolutely love this one. Some of these dinosaurs are as tall as 25, 35 feet. We have a Brontosaurus, a T-Rex, Velociraptors. They all roar, they all move, and it's a great immersive experience for kids as well.
Well, you said kids love dinosaurs. I think the big kids do too. I think not just the kids. I think adults are pretty pro dinosaurs.
Oh, I love dinosaurs as well, but when I went in there trying to read some of those dinosaur names, I'm like, I have never heard of some of these dinosaurs. It's really cool where you get to learn as well.
I got a technique for that. You read it inside. You don't say it out loud so everyone hears you do it. You just kind of read it in your head and you're always right. That's the way I do it.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I know what that's called. Yes, no, but really cool experience. And basically it's 30 plus animatronic dinosaurs.
That's so cool.
And they all roar at you. They'll all jump at you, but at the end of the day, you get to survive. So it's not like Jurassic Park, thankfully.
You mentioned that Moody Gardens is all inclusive, like where you can park on a Friday when you get there. You don't have to leave again until like Sunday when it's time to go home. Part of that is you have the hotel, and you guys just completed the renovations of the hotel.
We just completed the renovations of the hotel. They are beautiful rooms. We gutted every single room. That's a long process, 433 rooms in all, and a beautiful coastal vibe. We upgraded the bathrooms as well. You can even listen to the radio or stream anything you want in the restroom on the mirror. It's really cool. And also we have a spa. We have 2 restaurants on site. We have a children's arcade now with air hockey, video games, all that fun stuff. So there's something for literally everyone.
See, you're making me feel weird. You say for children. That's my youth. I grew up playing air hockey, and that only chill. If I go in there, do I get escorted out?
Nope. Anybody and everybody is welcome. And the cool thing about this air hockey, it's not our air hockey. The sides are actually lifted up to about a 45-degree angle, so it makes it even more difficult.
So it's cool air hockey.
It is cool air hockey.
Okay, it is cool air hockey.
Uh-huh.
Now, where do people go? Like, okay, I heard Louie and Jared talking. Sounds cool. 3 days later, maybe I want more info. Where do they go to check it all out?
For tickets and hotel information, head to moodygardens.org, moodygardens.org. And I always urge everybody to check the calendar because we have something every single weekend. We have a steampunk festival happening June 6th. We have a yoga retreat happening in October. And of course, the Galveston Island Wine Festival Labor Day weekend.
So if they check, because you mentioned these are the things you have every day. This is why you can go anytime you want and have the awesome time. But you guys also have attractions, like you said, a steampunk festival. There are other things that just pop up all the time because you guys host.
Oh, we do everything and anything. That's one of the great things about Moody Gardens is, there's an event for everyone and you never know what's going to be happening. So head to moodygardens.org to check that calendar. And then, or if you can just check out the attractions as well. And we're actually doing, to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, we're doing 25% off hotel packages with tickets. So it's one of those great things. You can save a little bit of money for the summer and just take a 2 or 3 day trip and just have some fun.
So for all the info, go online, moodygardens.org. But for great discounts,
head to moodygardens.org.
moodygardens.org.
Yes, most definitely, because you never know what's going to happen at Moody Gardens. That's one of the great things. I learn something new every day and run into new animals every single day.
Now, part of the attraction, okay, Moody Gardens has everything, but you also have the city of Galveston.
Yes.
That people can explore when they visit Moody Gardens.
I always urge everybody, come to Moody Gardens. We have free parking, and you can even then we have bikes, or you can even walk to the beach, which is about 5 to 10 minute walk, or you can take an Uber to the Strand for shopping. It's an old time feel. If you like bars, we have local bars right along the seawall as well. It's just a small town vibe that's great for everybody. You just kind of feel like you've escaped island. It's island living at its best.
And we have all summer. But at the end of the summer, Moody Gardens with Galveston, you have the Wine Festival.
Yes, we are doing the Moody Gardens Galveston Island Wine Festival Labor Day weekend, and it is 3 days full of events. 15 plus events. It's going to be 30 plus vineyards, 100 plus wines that you're going to get to try, 21 and up, and you get to, it's martinis and bikinis pool party. If you want to go have some fun at the pool, our pool is amazing. It has a swim up bar, or we also have Pinot and Penguins where you get to drink with penguins who are already in the
Pinots and Penguins?
Uh-huh.
Okay, anything with penguins is pretty much a win, but you put wine and penguins, I have a feeling you might reach that ultimate moment.
And you'll get to meet penguins up close, get to see them as you're sipping on your wine. Sadly, the penguins can't drink anything. They're just there for
They're
fun.
under 21.
Yes, they're under 21. And it's just one of those great events where we also have yoga in the morning. So after you spend a day of drinking, you just need some relaxation time. And it's just a great event if you've wanted to try a bunch of wines in one place. We have that 30 plus vineyards that you're going to get to try literally the entire weekend. And then I almost forgot, we have some of the top chefs in the region come prepare some amazing meals. We do hors d'oeuvres for a lot of the events, and then we also do full meals as well. So you're going to get to try a lot. If you've ever watched Top Chef, we've had previous Top Chef contestants.
I remember. I remember.
And they had come and attend, and I'm like, you hand them a pile of meat, and they make this delicious meal, 7-course meal, and you're just like, what in the world? And it's the most delicious thing you're ever going to try.
So all summer long, take the family, Moody Gardens, make memories, have fun. You can spend the weekend, or if all you have is a day, that's fine too. Just plan carefully. There's so much to do. But at the end of the summer, Moody Gardens is hosting the Galveston Wine Festival. So there's so much to do. moodygardens.org to go remind yourself, to check it all out, to go get more of the details. And when it's time to book, moodygardens.org, and you get 25% off at moodygardens.org. Jared, anything else people need to know? Because there's so much. It's summer. It is fun. It is family. What anything else people need to know?
I totally forgot about this. Parents, listen up. We have kids camps happening it starts next week, and it's going through August 7th. So you can sign up your kids for kids camps. If you need a break from your kids, you can come and stay at the Moody Gardens Hotel, drop them off at 8:30 a.m. Kids are busy until 4:30 p.m. And yeah, I see you laughing. I see you laughing.
Say that you need a break from your kids might not play as well. Maybe you want to enhance your kids' life and experiences they have, and a kid camp is for them.
Yes, the kids won't know it, but the kids absolutely.
It's for them. Do it for the kids.
Well, and it's awesome because we have some of the best biologists work for us. So we literally have experts with every single animal, and they'll get to meet dozens of animals. They'll get to go explore all of our attractions, do science experiments, arts and crafts. It's literally an amazing camp for kids, and each week has a different theme.
Jared, thank you always. You stop by about 3 times a year. You always bring happy. You bring great news. It is always a treat to say hi.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was my visit with Moody Gardens. Now you know everything you need to know. Make your plans. Again, that 25% online, 25% off online, and they have something for the entire family all summer long at Moody Gardens. And starting next week, I think it's like once a week for about, month and a half, maybe longer. I'm going to give away a family 4-pack. More details next week. I'll start setting up summertime on the Louis Bellina Show, but that is next week. When we come back, we're done with the lunch hour of the Louis Bellina Show, and lunchtime is thank you so much to Rudy's Barbecue.
The Louis Bellina Show, where you don't need a beach to have a party.
It is my pleasure to present.
Listen in weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
I want to jump into the lifestyles portion of the Louis Bellina Show. It's things like this that are kind of borderline incomprehensible to me. The New York Post claims that Gen Zers and millennials, man, how old are these age groups? Gen Zers and millennials. I think I'm Gen Z. Am I? I know what millennials are, but okay, never mind. The New York Post claims that Gen Zers and millennials are burned out in corporate America, and they're looking to stop working for a while. Right there, that concept is, they just want to stop working. Who doesn't? Name a generation, a person that doesn't go, I would like to stop working for a while. So they want adult gap years, but the common term is mini retirements. Mini retirements. They just want to time out because it's hard. Mini adult gap years or mini retirements. Right now on TikTok, it's hashtag adult gap year. Thousands of videos of youngsters ranting about hustle culture. The joke is not everyone can afford to do it. So people have moved back in with their parents to quote unquote help them, bumming, leeching, while they're actually retired. And okay, that's not let your parents support you again as the stress of the hustle and you need a break from it. Oh, how do you break it to some people that your parents finally got a break from you and they don't need the break to be over? They worked how many years till you left home? But that's another conversation, right? And quote unquote, the New York Post, one of the reasons that people are becoming so stressed and overworked, and why is it so bad out there? The rapid changes driven by AI. Rather than push through a deteriorating job that isn't the same as the one you signed up for, people just want to, it's called quitting. See, I think from when I grew up, we just called it quitting. People just quit. Gap years, moving back home, and mini retirement. It's called quitting, I think. Yeah, I interesting observation from the New York Post. Adult gap years and mini retirements and moving back home as opposed to handling it yourself is the way we're coping in the modern world. I got to go Google this, though. What is Gen Z and what are millennials? I'll be right back. I need to figure this out.